The next licensee is a transformational leader, a leadership and executive coach with extensive cross-functional experience in various sectors in learning and people development. He's also highly proficient in strategy development and change management. Please welcome Sean Madliwa. Morning, Sean.
Morning, Kevin. Good morning to everybody. Welcome to the LMI Leadership Summit in South Africa. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share with you some of our thoughts. The topic I've chosen for today is nothing changes if people don't change. And I think it goes without saying that COVID-19 has brought unprecedented change over the past 400 plus days. If we just take a snapshot at what has happened and the impact of COVID-19, both on individuals and on organizations, we will notice that we as a people have really gone through some tremendous change over the past year and a half, with 90% of people having been disrupted in terms of their schedules. 89% of people have been disrupted in terms of their financial status as well. If we look at consumer behavior as well, consumers have gone on to online shopping, and there's been a reduction in activations for brands in store, as consumers don't want to be engaged, they want to keep that social distancing amongst one another. Another key impact has been on industries. All industries have been affected in some way or another. And I know that the tourism industry has been hard hit amongst all of the industries. Obviously, many people have lost jobs, which is very unfortunate. And some businesses have even closed down due to COVID-19. All of this has resulted in accelerated change for everybody, both individuals and businesses. So how do we respond to this unprecedented change that is overwhelming the global market? John Cotter, a change specialist, has quoted saying that more change always demands more leadership. And when we speak of leadership, we don't speak of a title, but we speak of an action, a behavior, an attitude. Whether it's personal leadership, organizational leadership, but in uncertain times, there is a strong call for leadership. During disruption and change, it offers leaders an opportunity to transform their organizations and themselves with progressive leadership strategies. Leaders also need to equip their teams and themselves to be able to respond to the change that is imminent upon us. The change also gives us an opportunity to reestablish ourselves, to redefine ourselves. And more so, we need to become change ready, as things will continue to change with the COVID-19 pandemic. At the heart of all the solutions is leadership. Leaders need to provide the correct environment for themselves and for the employees to thrive during this change, to be resilient in change, to prioritize the employees' well-being. But what we found is that many of the leaders, much like the change is new to them, are not ready for this change. And that's been the core for leadership development, is that at the helm of change, we need leadership development. And if you look at the slide I've shared with you here, we've looked at a couple of research documents that have been shared with us, and many have found that although we thought resistance is the biggest standing block to change, it is actually leadership development and a lack of leadership that is holding back change. The primary causes for change we found is insufficient communication at 59% and a lack of leadership at 56%. Now, this lack of leadership can be countered by using our leadership development programs. LMI has the solutions to manage change effectively and to develop leaders for the future. Our programs have been developed and designed to be able to empower leaders with personal development, with emotional intelligence, which leads to personal mastery. We also have specific programs which speaks to effective communication, to employee and team engagement, which is very necessary, especially with us working remotely. Our programs empower leaders to be adaptable and resilient. we have a strong leadership development program, and Mavis will speak about one of them later on, which is called the Leadership for Women, a program which was designed specifically for women, for them to become authentic leaders and to lead in their own shoes and not have to walk in a man's shoes. We also have a program called Grand Masters of Success, which Kevin will speak about. And that program itself is also a personal mastery program, which empowers personal leadership within teams. You will hear great successes today. Obviously, this morning, some have been shared already about our programs and the successes of our programs, and the methodologies that we use. And unlike other organizations that focus on leadership training, we focus on leadership development. And it's through leadership development that you'll empower your leaders to be able to become change agents and get your organizations and your people change ready and future fit. All our programs are designed to deliver success through goal setting. And all of these elements are elements of change management. Change management in itself is just a function, but at the heart of change management is leadership, because leaders are the ones who need to drive the change in organizations. Therefore, it's imperative that we empower our leaders to be able to deal with the apparent change that COVID-19 has brought upon us. LMI also is not a fly-by-night organization. We come with all the accolades and credentials. We've been around for 60 plus years. Our programs are available in most of the countries and have been translated into many languages. And most recently, in 2021, LMI was awarded by Entrepreneur the #1 leadership development organization in the world, which is a feat we've achieved through an extensive and deliberate approach that we've had over the past few years as an organization. And this is something that I really hold to heart. And lastly, I want to end off with a quote from John Cotter again, and he says that leadership produces change, and that's the primary function of leaders. As we go through this COVID-19, the impact thereof, I implore you to empower yourself both as a leader and to empower your organization to be change ready and to be future fit. The change is imminent. We just need to get ready for the change. And the best way to get ready for change is leadership development. We need to empower ourselves through personal mastery, and we need to empower our organizations through leadership development to become future fit. Nothing changes if the people don't change. And at the heart of change is leadership development.
Thanks, Sean.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Sean.
So Sean, I've got a question here for you. Just, I know you've covered a lot, but I don't know if you want to maybe just touch on some of the details or specifics, but in aim of what change management and how does leadership play a role in change interventions? Do you want to maybe just hash that out for us? I know we've got a few more minutes and to answer some questions.
Yeah, so change management is really just a method and a process of introducing either a system, a process, or a particular new way of working into the organization. And many organizations will employ a change manager to be able to be a catalyst and to kickstart that process. But at the heart of change management is the leadership team, because the leadership team is the sponsor of the change intervention that needs to happen in the organization. And after the change agent has left the organization, it's the leadership that needs to carry on and see that change intervention through and make sure that that change intervention is a success in the organization. Many times, Kevin, people think that by employing a change manager or a change agent, the responsibility of change rests upon that practitioner, which is flawed. The responsibility of change rests upon the leadership of the organization. The change practitioner is only there to kickstart the process, to introduce a method, to foster a particular culture that the organization would like to see.
For sure.
So the real relationship is about the change required by the business must be led by the leadership, both from a sponsorship level and from a support perspective.
Can I
Sean,
make a point here?
Yes, please, Greg, go ahead.
All the people we saw this morning in the winner's circle, when they instituted culture shift and change in their businesses, they started with themselves.
That's right.
I mean, and to add to that, you mentioned change ready and future fit. Now, it's almost like a sort of a crutch word that people just use, and they sound intelligent and like, yeah, we need to be change ready and future fit. What is that? Like, people who are joining us today are kind of going, yeah, we know that this is a theme, but how do you get change ready? Like, what does change ready and future fit mean?
You start with yourself.
Change ready and future fit, for me, in 2 words, Kevin, means personal development. We need to continuously develop ourselves in order to become future fit. Things are constantly changing. Times are changing. The landscape of our organizations is changing. The needs of our employees are changing. Right now, as it stands, at the end of this month, the POPI will come into effect in South Africa. That in itself is bringing about a change, a new dimension in businesses. So the need for personal development does not stop. We need to constantly and consistently be developing ourselves, empowering ourselves, reading and learning. And what we offer through our programs is exactly that. We empower you with the vision board that sets goals so that you can empower yourself for the future. Being future fit is about personal development. You need to continuously develop yourself to be ready for the next stage and the next level of your life and for your business.
Yeah, I think all the systems and methodologies and processes that were developed for the third industrial revolution no longer work. They're broken. Not because they were bad, but because technology has moved on so fast that people's access to our organizations, to the experiences we produce, are instant, and they're available through many technologies. So every single person in our organization is a leader, and they lead the experience that we provide to our clients. And if we don't have willing development and change at the top of the organization, what chance have we got of getting it at the bottom?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Absolutely great.
Thank you. Any final words, Sean, for this segment?
Yes, I think just to harbour on what Greg said, the fourth industrial revolution is upon us. We are deep in it. It's impacting us in our businesses. It's impacting us in our way of living. And we need to be future fit. We need to be change ready. And the only way to be change ready is to conquer the change and to create the change for yourself. And what personal development does is that you start to create the life that you want. You start to create the business that you want. You start to create the environment that you want. Do not allow yourself to become a victim of change, but own the process of change. Take charge of your life. Personal development empowers you to do exactly that. And lastly, Kevin, what I want to say is that leadership is not a title. All of us are leaders. Everyone is a leader. Each day you're leading yourself, your team, your family, and it's important for you to be empowered as a leader. You need to develop yourselves, to develop skills as a leader. And really, that's what LMI is all about. We're not a training organization. We are a leadership development organization. We are a partner to empower you to be able to live and experience the life that you want. So I'd like to close off on the note by saying that as the change is unprecedented, do not be a victim of the change, but be a victor, be victorious in the change. Own the change process. Use personal development as a tool to change your life for the better amongst this COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you.
Love it.
So
Thank
Sean,
you.
another question.
Yes, great.
Can you change without setting stretch goals?
Never. Never. Change only happens when you are uncomfortable. You cannot be in a comfort zone and expect to change. For things to change, you need to stretch yourself and you need to grow.
So I wrote down some notes this morning about what stretch goals do. They energize us. They get us to plan better. They focus us. They keep us on track. They give us serious purpose. They bring out the thrill of the chase. And they enable us to crystallize our thinking of the future.
Yeah. Thank you, Greg. Nice.
Absolutely.
Love
That's
it.
great.